Daniel Harper was already running late when he noticed a small black purse lying beside a bench outside the grocery store. He had his 6-year-old daughter, Ruby, holding one hand while carrying a bag of groceries in the other. "Dad, we're going to miss the bus," Ruby reminded him. "I know, sweetheart. Give me 1 minute." Daniel picked up the purse. Inside were several credit cards, an identification card, some cash, and a photograph of an elderly man. There was also a handwritten note with an address. Daniel could have simply handed the purse to the store manager, but something about the photograph made him pause. "Let's find its owner," he said. Ruby nodded. They followed the address, which led them to a small office building a few blocks away. At the reception desk, Daniel asked whether anyone knew the woman listed on the identification card. The receptionist immediately looked worried. "That's Mrs. Claire Bennett. She was here earlier for an important meeting." "Do you know where she went?" "She left about 20 minutes ago." Daniel thanked her and turned around. At that moment, a woman rushed through the entrance. She looked exhausted and anxious. "Has anyone found a black purse?" Daniel held it up. "Is this yours?" Her expression changed instantly. "Oh, thank goodness!" She took the purse and quickly checked inside. Everything was still there. She looked at Daniel with relief. "I can't thank you enough." Daniel smiled. "It wasn't mine. Returning it was the obvious thing to do." Claire looked at Ruby. "And you helped your dad?" Ruby proudly nodded. "We were late for the bus." Claire laughed softly. "I'm sorry." Daniel shrugged. "We'll catch the next one." Claire reached into her purse. "Please take this." Daniel immediately shook his head. "No, thank you. It's not enough to repay you." "I wasn't looking for a reward." Claire studied him for a moment. "What's your name?" "Daniel Harper." "I'm Claire Bennett." Daniel smiled politely. "Nice to meet you." They said goodbye. Daniel assumed that was the end of it. The next morning, however, he received a phone call from an unfamiliar number. "Mr. Harper?" "Yes?" "This is Claire Bennett." Daniel recognized her voice. "Is everything okay?" "Yes, I actually wanted to ask you something." "What?" "I noticed your daughter's school uniform yesterday." Daniel became cautious. "Why?" Claire explained that her company had recently created a community education program supporting families facing financial difficulties. She had seen Daniel's simple but worn clothing and had quietly asked the receptionist about him after he left. "I don't want to embarrass you," she said, "but I'd like to offer Ruby a scholarship through our foundation." Daniel was silent. "Why?" "Because yesterday you had every reason to hurry." She paused. "Yet you stopped to help someone you didn't know." Daniel looked at Ruby, who was drawing at the kitchen table. "That's what people should do." Claire smiled. "Exactly." The scholarship covered Ruby's school expenses, books, and extracurricular activities. Daniel accepted only after making sure it was a legitimate program available to families without special conditions. Months later, Ruby began attending a better-equipped school. Her confidence grew quickly. She joined the science club and discovered a love for astronomy. Daniel continued working as a delivery driver while caring for his daughter. Then one afternoon, Claire visited the school. She watched Ruby present a model of the solar system. Afterward, she approached Daniel. "She's remarkable." Daniel smiled proudly. "She worked very hard." Claire handed him a folder. "I have another opportunity for you." Daniel opened it. Inside was an offer for a supervisor position at one of Claire's logistics companies, with better hours and a salary that would allow him to spend more evenings with Ruby. Daniel looked confused. "Why me?" Claire smiled. "Because I don't hire people only for their resumes. I hire people I can trust." Daniel thought about it carefully. "Are you sure?" "Completely." He accepted. A year later, Daniel had become one of the company's most respected supervisors. He never forgot the purse that started everything. One evening, Ruby asked him why he had stopped that day. "You could have just given it to someone else." Daniel smiled. "Because it belonged to someone." Ruby thought about that. "So kindness changed our lives?" Daniel nodded. "Sometimes. But you shouldn't be kind because you expect something back." Ruby smiled. "I know. Years later, Claire's foundation expanded its scholarship program. Daniel volunteered as a mentor, teaching young people that honesty and responsibility could open doors that money alone could never unlock. Whenever someone asked him how his life had changed so dramatically, he always told the same story. "I found a lost purse." Then he would smile. "But the real thing I found was an opportunity to prove that doing the right thing is valuable, even when nobody is watching." Story end.